This is the planet we share. Each week we travel above, below, and across its surface on a journey of discovery. We head to the Central African Republic, where elephants come together. In the Bahamas,
it's a beach whale! It definitely is! It came up.
the Critter Camp team gets an amazing surprise. And in India, we catch a tiger coffee break.
Oh my God, yes!
Yes. On film. This is National Geographic's Wild Chronicles. Taking science and exploration into the new millennium. Welcome to Wild Chronicles. We begin in the Central African Republic, where researcher Andrea Turkalo is getting to know elephants in a place called the Zonga Bai. Wildlife Conservation Society field researcher Andrea Turkalo has been living with and studying the elusive forest elephant for more than 15 years. It seems like a long time until you realize these animals can live up to 70 years. The first rule of studying big animals in the wild: get close, just not too close.
We just ran into a group of elephants in the forest. I didn't want to back up. I want to keep going. Yeah, I'm fine. You go wait now, bye.
Despite their size, it's very difficult to see forest elephants in the forest. To conduct her research, Andrea has set up a study site at this clearing called a Bai. Clearings like this are unique and special because they are one of the few places in the wild where elephants and other species mix and mingle.
Those were just two young males. There's a lot of play that goes on in the Bai because there's such a concentration of elephants in this Bai during the day.
In the years that she's been studying elephants, Andrea has identified nearly 3,000 individuals and can recognize as many as 600 on site.
Okay, that's Vicky 3, and she's been separated from the group, and she's approaching Vicky 1 and Vicky 3's calf. The calf is suckling right now, but I suspect it also gets milk from its grandmother.
Elephants are highly vocal, and her job is as much listening as watching.
You just get to know the calls, and you get to know what they mean as you hear them, because you see them so many times and you associate the call with a certain behavior, and it just becomes second nature. It's like learning vocabulary.
Most forest elephants also have distinct physical features which help Andrea to keep track of individuals. She makes picture IDs for each animal she sees.
A lot of animals, I'd say about 80% of the animals, 85%, have very distinct ear patterns, which consist of holes and rips. When I make the card, I make an outline of the ears, and I draw in any tears or holes, and then I describe the tusks, and his tail is full. That means there's no hair missing.
These picture IDs are ideally suited to tough field conditions. They're cheap, and they work. Other researchers in the area have translated Andrea's ID system in computer form. By comparing records, they have found that some of the Zonga elephants are traveling across international borders into the neighboring Republic of Congo.
I originally identified Andy in 1996, October. Curiously enough, in November of 96, he arrived in Mbele, 100 kilometers away. So within a month, he had walked 100 kilometers.
Andrea's work for the WCS has helped us understand the sheer size of the population. There are about 6,000 individuals in this region, a higher density than anywhere else in Africa. Turkalo thinks she knows why this is such a popular elephant destination.
What they're doing is they're working their trunks down to this mineral-rich layer, which is actually wet. So they're down there sucking up water that's rich in minerals.
And it's not just the minerals that appear to be essential to elephant nutrition. there's a little something else that might be helping their digestion.
This is actually what is lying beneath the surface of the zangabai. It's a very chalky taste. It probably counteracts the effects of secondary compounds in their diets that they're getting from all these nasty plant substances. By sucking this up as part of their diet or eating this, it's sort of like the Pepto-Bismol of the animal world.
Andrea is committed to these animals and this place, and her commitment is part of the reason she's become such a preeminent authority on these elephants. Andrea sometimes takes her sleeping bag out to the bay when the sounds of the night become otherworldly. But come dawn, she'll be back at work, studying the clearing's graceful gray giants. Next stop, the Bahamas, where the National Geographic Critter Cam team is about to get some film that will take your breath away. Beaked whales are ancient, powerful, and mysterious. Some 20 species have been documented. That's almost a quarter of the known species of whales. Yet most people have never heard of them, much less seen one. Beaked whales like their privacy, spending most of their lives in the deep ocean, surfacing only briefly to breed. Nan Hauser has been studying them for almost a decade.
We really don't know anything about beaked whales. Nothing. We've just scratched the surface. And it's pretty amazing we can walk on the moon and do all these things in space, yet we don't know anything about this species.
Maybe today, Nan will get some answers. She's joined by biologist Kyler Abernathy, who plans to help Nan eavesdrop on the whales with Critter Cam, a unique camera developed by National Geographic. Deployed on other whales, Critter Cam has provided insights into how these graceful giants feed and dive. But can it reveal the secrets of the mysterious beaked whale as well? Critter Cam is ready. The conditions are perfect. But where are the whales? Nan knows they're difficult to spot and even harder to get close to.
And you need to approach them really carefully, slowly, mindfully, so they don't dive on you, because once they're gone, they're gone. And then you've wasted all your time.
There are no whales in sight, but there is something that indicates they may be nearby. Beaked whale food.
We're the squid, and every once in a while, we find one over beaked whale territory. This is what beaked whales eat.
Suddenly, a telltale glimmer of brown.
Oh, right there ahead of us! Right there! Right ahead of us! Hang on. There's one animal, so it's probably a beaked whale. Hang on, although it looked like a dolphin.
It could be a false alarm.
It's a beaked whale! It definitely is! It came up... Tip of the rostrum first. Okay, go along here so I can get an ID on it. Kyler, you get ready. Although, is there any way to do it off that side of the boat?
It's a lone female who surprisingly seems to welcome company.
Right next to us. Okay, she's diving down a little. Oh, she's gonna come up next to us again. She's bow riding. Casey, can I have a roll of film now? Like right now.
Take the Critter Cam off the pole.
And just stick it on her back.
Yeah.
Casey, film this, sweetie. Film all this. It's just too unreal what's happening. Oh my God.
Nan has never known a beaked whale to approach a boat like this.
Oh, I've never had this happen. Hello, beautiful.
The whale is so close that Kyler can deploy the Critter Cam with his bare hands.
Okay, now. Is it on? Yes, oh my God! I'm shaking!
big, oh God.
Congratulations, Dave.
It's my life dream. You guys just did it. That was it.
After only 10 minutes, the crew receives a signal that Critter Cam is at the surface. Perhaps something has gone wrong.
The animal surface behind Pat.
But the whale is at the surface too. And then, the team sees why. She has a newborn.
Can you film this? Whoa! Did you see that? That's a little calf. That's a newborn. Oh! It's even got the spastic, bringing the head out of the water. Are you filming this? Look at all the fetal folds. I don't even know what to say. I'm so shocked.
It's possible the female whale approached the boat because she was in labor. Now the mother is swimming calmly while her new calf learns some much-needed coordination.
Okay, one.
Could the Critter Cam actually have captured a beaked whale giving birth? The odds seem staggering, but the proof is in the videotape.
So she's dived down to 22 meters, just about there, and then she's come up for 5 breaths. She twists her head to the right, I think, which was the final contraction. The calf obviously just went shooting right up to the top of the water. Oh, there's the calf right there, up above her, and she slowly comes up. I'm not even sure she realizes exactly what happened until she breaks the surface.
The video is the first documentation of a birth among these rare whales. This baby whale will learn to dive deeper than a kilometer, to find prey in total darkness, to withstand bone-crushing water pressure deep beneath the surface. But always, he will have to surface to breathe, giving us a fleeting glimpse of one of the rarest and most remarkable creatures on the planet. Our journey continues in India as we go on the hunt to capture pictures of the elusive tiger in the wild. There aren't many predators as majestic or as terrifying as the tiger, and there may be none as difficult to find in the wild. Despite their incredible power, they're generally nocturnal, shy, and extremely difficult to photograph. National Geographic photographer Nick Nichols has a special reverence for the big cats.
We really wanted to just find a way to get into their world. It's such a secret world.
Nick plans to set up a series of remote cameras in India's Bandavar National Park. By the end of the first week, there are camera traps all over the park, on tiger trails, near water holes, even in some places you wouldn't expect.
He's coming down.
When an animal crosses the infrared beam, it triggers the camera. This is the first time they've had video cameras set up along with their still cameras. But so far, no luck. And with only 2 weeks left and all these camera traps set up, Nick hopes to get a tiger at least once. And while they don't know it yet, success. Caught on film by the hidden cameras, a tiger approaches a nearby pool for an afternoon dip.
Bingo. 55 triggers.
Tiger?
Roll. Yeah.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Video. Where's the video, dude?
When the team gets a look at the footage, they are thrilled.
Come on, please, baby. Go in. Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Come on. Oh.
Drink it.
Oh. man. This is too cool.
It's obvious the tiger didn't care too much about the clicks and flashes. It may be one of the few times this tiger is ever recorded on film. Nick hopes that he's managed to capture at least a part of what makes these creatures such a mystery. Our final stop, Ano Nuevo Point, and nearby Ano Nuevo Island near San Jose, California, where the Critter Cam team is chasing elephant seals. Once endangered and nearly extinct, these elephant seals have been protected for decades. And they are thriving again along the California coast. A powerful magnet for predators. Over the next several days, the elephant seal pups on this beach will head out to sea for the very first time, where they'll remain for 5 to 6 months, feeding. In an average year, half of them will disappear. But scientists, like Bernie LeBoeuf, believe they know what's happening to the young seals.
Sharks know that this is like a supermarket. It knows that all year round it can find seals there, and it likes seals.
These are not just any sharks. They are great white sharks, one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Bernie believes great whites are actually targeting young seals. What makes them so tempting? It's not just their inexperience. For the past few weeks, these youngsters have been getting fat on their mother's rich milk.
Yeah, they're little fat burgers, essentially.
Fat
what
burgers.
you've got is you've got the tissue, the muscle tissue in the middle, and they're surrounded by a layer of fat.
Bernie is interested in discovering more about how the sharks and seals interact, and which seals escape these top predators lurking just offshore.
Make a figure. That's
He's
all
teamed
we
up
really
with
need.
shark
We've got a
expert
paper and
Peter Kleiman.
The seals, they're relatively safe on shore, and I think when they get out to sea, they're relatively safe too. But it's right in this high-risk zone. It's less than 2 minutes in their life that they are endangered, greatly endangered.
Yes. Got it.
Peter has managed to get a special transmitter into the belly of a great white by hiding it in a tasty chunk of meat. The sensor will track its movements and also let the team know when the shark has taken a seal.
You'll hear a yelp if I see the shark here. Oh, look at this. It's moving around all over the place.
The transmitter shows that the shark patrols relentlessly, passing back and forth beside the rookery, waiting for the opportunity to strike. To find out how the seals navigate this gauntlet of sharks, the Critter Cam team has attached a camera unit to the back of a young female.
One of the things we're trying to find out is what is the route that they take when they leave the rookery or when they return to it. Is there a safer place than other places, and do the animals all tend to use that same freeway?
The Critter Cam and shark sensors illuminate a fascinating but deadly dance between prey and predator.
If I'm the seal, I want to get out of this dangerous place as quickly as possible. I want to dive down quickly, and I want to remain on the bottom.
Now, if I'm the shark, I want to get on the bottom myself so that I can see the seal above me backlit.
And that's exactly what the Critter Cam video shows. The female moves fast, hugging the bottom and skirting the danger zone where the sharks congregate. Ultimately, she makes it safely back to the beach.
Well, they behave as if they knew they were in a danger zone. They modify their diving pattern near the rookery where the sharks make a living. They're swimming faster, they're swimming on the bottom, they're minimizing time at the surface.
And that explains why the sharks find the youngsters easy prey. Each new generation has to learn the survival tactics of their parents, how to move deep and fast. Those that don't become dinner for the great whites waiting just offshore. That's all for this edition of National Geographic's Wild Chronicles. We leave you with these images of what we like to call otter chaos.
Dads, baby, where are you? Come on, girls. Are you hiding from me? Playing hide and seek?
And they're into the next project, whatever that might be.
Oh my gosh, what in the world have you two been doing? Look at this mess.